Chapter 10. You come to a red door. The cave entrance was quite large, roughly 20 to 25 feet across and 15 to 20 feet high. There was vegetation everywhere, but it wasn't as well hidden as I thought it would be. Phileas: didn't Shayla say this cave was well hidden? It doesn't look very well hidden to me. Belfin: well, maybe by well hidden, she just meant that it would be hard to find. I doubt we ever would have found it had the wood elves not known where it was located. We're very deep into this forest. Doubt there's anything else around here for miles. As they all went inside, Belfin lit a torch. The area within was all natural rock, and the floor was dirt, a typical large cave in every respect. But the passage beyond narrowed to around 15 feet or so, and disappeared into the darkness. Lightmane: how about we get into our marching order? Dalma: marching order? We're not marching. Lightmane: marching order refers to the order that we get into when we're traveling in a cave or a dungeon or something where monsters might dwell. Nightwind and I have been in the front, followed by Tenneth and Latia. Latia usually readies her bow and can fire over Nightwind, since he's short. Then Jack is usually next, followed by Belfin and Phileas, with Chinfia bringing up the rear, since she's the fastest. And Phileas hears the best, which is why he's also near the back. So if anything tries to sneak up behind us, he'll hear them. Belfin usually carries the torch though, so he often walks next to Jack, or even in front of him at times. If we need the torchlight too, Dalma, interrupting the elf. Oh, I see. Well, thank you for that thorough explanation. Our group doesn't have any marching order, since we're all the same, basically. But since there appears to be only one passage, how about we start moving down it to see where it goes? Lightmane: okay, but where would you like to walk? How about next to Jack or Chinfia? Dalma, looking around now. I usually walk in the front, since I'm the leader of our group. But fine. I will walk in the back then. With Chinfia. Chinfia, smiling. Great! Now I'll have someone to talk with while we travel. But Dalma didn't smile back, and just walked over to Chinfia and waited for everyone to start moving. Phileas, looking back at Chinfia while also smiling. Oh, like Jack and Belfin and I don't talk to you all the time. They started heading down the dark passage. It went for around 100 feet and then opened up into a larger area, similar in size to the cave entrance. It was circular in shape, roughly 30 feet across, but in the middle of the room was a large 10-foot wide hole that had a wooden ladder sticking out of it, about 5 feet high. It stood straight up and was against the side of the opening. Tenneth: what an odd place. So the cave ends here, with a ladder going down a hole? I guess we're going down the ladder then? Lightmane: I guess. He then turned to those in the back. We're going to look in the hole. Just keep checking around and let us know if you see or hear anything. Chinfia: yeah, no kidding. Phileas: don't worry, we're always doing that. Chinfia, whispering to those near her: I swear, I think Lightmane thinks that we just walk around back here mindlessly. Lightmane: I heard that. Chinfia: no, you didn't. You just heard me whisper something and wish you knew what I said. They both looked at each other and smiled, and the others smiled as well. But Dalma found their words quite strange and wondered why they talked to each other like that. Lightmane looked in the hole and then turned around. Okay, guys, this is kind of odd. I can only see down for maybe 10 feet, and then it's all dark. The ladder appears to run down the hole too, but I've no clue how far down it goes, let alone where it goes. I guess we're going to climb down? Who wants to go first? Nightwind: obviously that would be me. Maybe one of you follow close behind me. Lightmane, how about you and Jack, and maybe Latia and Tenneth too? Stand around this thing and watch. So if anything comes up and attacks me, you all can cast some spells at it maybe.
or throw some weapons at it.
Shinfia, how about we all stand around it and watch, or I'll stand guard while you all watch. Shinfia thought some more, wanting to get Dalma involved. Dalma, how about you and I both stand guard, or maybe search this area? Maybe there's a secret door somewhere in here. Dalma, still feeling uncomfortable. Fine, I will stand guard while you look around. All Dalma wanted to do was go home. She was trying to do as little as possible. The sooner they got out of here, the better, she thought to herself. As soon as Nightwind climbed onto the ladder, though, a soft light filled the area down the hole. The hole went down maybe 100 feet. The ladder seemed very sturdy, so Nightwind started to climb down, so the others followed. As he climbed down, he noticed something.
The walls in this shaft, or tunnel that we're in, just end about 20 feet down from here, but the light keeps shining straight down for about 30 more feet. I can see the ground, but I can only see it straight down. It's like the light is still in a tunnel or something. I can't see anything else. I don't hear anything down there either. If we want to continue down to the ground, we're going to need to tie a rope to this ladder and climb down, unless one of you feels like jumping 30 feet down.
Lightmane, well, maybe my jump spell will come in handy if we need to jump 30 feet up again on the way back. Nightwind secured his rope to the ladder and let it drop to the floor and started climbing down, and everyone else followed. As they climbed down the rope, they felt like they were all in a shaft of light that was surrounded by darkness. Nightwind,
why does the light not penetrate the darkness? I feel like we're in some kind of beam and we're all being lowered down. What a strange sensation.
Nightwind reached the floor, which was dirt, and waited for everyone else to join him. But he appeared to be standing in a circle of light that shot up and into the shaft above, so he wondered what they'd do next, once everyone was down on the ground. Latia, how exactly did centaurs travel down here? Everyone just looked at each other, now all wondering the same thing. Dalma was the last one to climb down the rope, but the moment her feet hit the ground, the darkness that was all around them vanished, and they were shocked at what they saw. They were now in the center of a huge room that was shaped like an octagon. It was close to 100 feet in diameter, but that was the least strange thing about the place, for all around the walls were gnomes, who appeared to be painting what looked like a door on each of the walls. They all had a can of paint, a large paintbrush, and a small ladder with them, and each of the doors was painted a different color. Even more interesting, or bizarre maybe, was that they were all singing. Just then, one of the gnomes looked over and saw the party.
Look, lads, what do we have here?
All the gnomes stopped what they were doing and looked at the party.
My, we didn't think anyone would be coming down the ladder today. Well, don't worry, we're almost done. We just finished repainting the doors. They'll be good to go in no time.
Then, just like that, they all went back to painting and humming to themselves. They sounded quite different from how a typical gnome sounded, which Phileas found quite bizarre. What is going on here? And why are you all talking like that? Gnome,
what do you mean, what is going on? And talking like what, lad?
Phileas, like that. And why are you referring to me as lad? Gnome,
well, what would you prefer we call you then? Lass?
He said, laughing, to which all the other gnomes started laughing as well, but kept painting. Jack, what in the world is going on? Gnome,
finished?
He then looked at everyone else.
Is everyone else finished?
Other gnome,
finished. We're all finished now, yes?
Other gnome,
oh yes, I'm finished as well. Is everyone finished?
The other 5 gnomes,
oh yes, we're all finished now.
The gnomes all just looked at each other. Seeing them all say the same words at the same time caused them all to start laughing, but then they all put their brush in their paint can, picked it up, and grabbed their small ladder and started to walk towards the party. Phileas, where are you all going now? Gnome,
Why, we're going home now. Where else do you think we'd be going? He said, shaking his head. As he spoke, they all kept walking up to the party, and one of them then said, "Shimmy sham!" And immediately the beam of light shot down through the shaft, and the ladder started to slowly descend down to them. Jack, surprised by the light. "What in the world? Wait, you're leaving? But we want to talk to you." Gnome, "Sorry, lad, no time to talk. The missus will be expecting us. Supper is almost ready." Now, with the gnomes next to the party, and the ladder still slowly descending, the gnomes all saw Latia and Shinfia and Dalma. Gnome, "Well now, lads, look what we have here. Have you ever seen such beautiful lasses in your day?" Other gnome, My, you lasses are true beauties. You are." He then looked at the other gnomes. "I'd take one home with me, but the missus wouldn't like that, would she?" To which they all started laughing again. Shinfia, smiling now, "Well, if the three of us girls all talk to you, would you stay for a while? We have questions that we'd like to ask you." The gnomes all looked up at Shinfia and smiled. "Do you now? Well, lass, as tempting as it is to spend some time with you three lovelies, we have to be going. So if you'd like to ask us some questions, I suggest you do it quickly." The ladder was now on the ground, and the 8 gnomes all started to climb on it, which was a little difficult, since they were all carrying paint cans and ladders, but one would climb up a bit and wrap his arm around the ladder, and another would follow. Latia, "Quick, what should we ask them? Oh, what is this place?" Gnome, "Why, this is the room with 8 doors." Lightmane, "What are you all doing here?" Gnome, looking at the elf oddly, "We're here to paint the doors, and now we're done." Phileas, "Wait, they said they're going home. Where is your home?" Gnome, "In the forest. Where's your home?" Phileas, speaking awkwardly now, "Oh, it's also in the forest. In Duran. But where in the forest is your home? Is it nearby? Oh, and why did you paint those doors on the walls? What's that all about?" Gnome, "One question at a time, lad. One question at a time. Of course it's nearby, lad. It's in the forest. We painted the doors because it was time to paint them, lad," he said, shaking his head. Once the last gnome latched his arm around the ladder, one of them said, "Shimmy sham," again, and the ladder started to slowly go up. Shinfia, "Wait, guys, we still have questions. What are we supposed to do now?" Shinfia tried to grab the ladder, but it slipped right out of her hand, like there was a greasy substance on it or something. Gnome, "Well, if I were you, I'd let the paint dry first." To which all the gnomes started chuckling to themselves. Lightmane then noticed that the paint can said Magi paint. "What's Magi paint? Is that some kind of magical paint?" Gnome, looking at the elf oddly again. "What's Magi paint?" He then held up his paint can. "This is Magi paint, you silly elf, and of course it's magical. It's Magi paint." As he said that, they all started laughing some more, but when they reached the shaft, the light went out, and the gnomes all disappeared into the darkness above. Even Lightmane couldn't see them. They all tried calling out to them, but there was only silence. Phileas, "What just happened? And why can't we see them? What's going on?" Lightmane, "I have no clue. Shimmy sham." When Lightmane said that, the beam of light shot down again, and the ladder started to slowly descend back down. But the gnomes were nowhere to be seen. "Well, at least we can easily get back up there, so that's something." At this point, Yolo started rolling on the floor because he was laughing so hard, while everyone else was laughing as well, but was now enjoying watching Yolo too. At this point, Dalma slowly got down on her knees and looked like she wasn't feeling well. Latia, "Dalma, what's wrong?" Dalma, "I don't know, but I don't feel well. Something's wrong." Latia, try eating some drana. Maybe that will make you feel better. As Latia said that, Dalma was already reaching for some in her backpack. She took some out and started eating it, which appeared to help her a little. She also drank some water. Dalma, the drana appears to be helping, but something is wrong. I don't feel right. I feel like I'm no longer one with the forest. As Dalma said that, she could feel her body recovering, and her connection with the forest started to come back, but not entirely. We are no longer in the forest. That's why this is happening. But I think the drana, along with the shrine's blessing, is helping me to recover. I think that's what's happening anyway. Latia, so if you leave the forest, you'll get sick? Dalma, yes, kind of. One time, many years ago, the elders took us out of the forest. We followed the river south. They said they wanted to show us something. After a while, we started to feel different. They had us eat some drana and drink some water in the river, and we started to feel better, but not entirely. They then took us west, across the plains, and soon we all started to feel sick again. So they had us all stop and eat more drana and drink more water, and we all started to feel a little better, but not as good as before. They said that if we stayed here in the plains, that we'd survive, as our bodies would adjust to the land, but that we'd never feel like we did in the forest, and without our drana, it would be worse. But over time, our bodies would adjust, and we'd survive. Kinda how you do. Belfin, survive? I don't feel sick when I'm in the plains. I've always felt fine. Nightwind, we all feel fine. We don't need your drana to feel good. Well, I do feel good when I eat it, but I'm just fine without it. Dalma, how do you feel when the shrine's blessing leaves you? Nightwind, I don't feel as good, but I'm still fine, regardless. What are you trying to say? Dalma, what I'm trying to say is that we would eventually become no different than all of you, if we didn't live in the forest and eat our drana. Actually, we'd be worse than you. We would not do as well as you do when you don't have the shrine's We would not do as well as you do when you don't have the shrine's blessing and don't have any drana. We would do worse. We'd get sick and would suffer, but we'd still survive and adjust, just as all creatures adjust to their environment. But losing my connection with the forest is why I started to feel the way I did. But luckily, I received the shrine's blessing again, and we have drana, so hopefully I'll be fine. Here's hoping. Soon, Dalma felt better, and she got up, and the party went back to looking around their surroundings. The 8 doors in the room were about 7 feet high and 3 feet wide, and were the following colors: green, purple, red, orange, blue, brown, pink, and yellow. But between the pink and brown doors was a black line that was about 4 feet off the ground and was about a foot long. Jack, what do you all make of this? Well, I've got nothing, so I'm guessing the same for you all. Yes? Tenneth, I've got nothing. Painted doors on a wall. I don't see any way to open them, do you? Jack, no. Let's search around and see if we find anything. But there was nothing else in the room, so their search didn't take very long. Belfin, I see nothing on these doors that would open them. How about you, Phileas? Phileas, nothing. It's just paint on a wall. Phileas decided to try touching the blue door, and as his finger touched it, he felt the wet paint. He pulled his finger away and saw blue paint on it. Guys, look, I just touched this door, and now I have blue paint on my finger. Lightmane, okay then, nobody touch the doors. Dalma, he said we should let the paint dry. I guess that means we're just going to have to wait here now? Lightmane, well, we could go back up the shaft. While we're waiting for the paint to dry, let's go back up and search the area up there. We might as well search the cavern too. Shinfia grabbed the ladder, and it wasn't greasy anymore. When I tried grabbing it before, it was greasy, and my hands slipped off, but now it's fine. So sure, let's go search up there. Might as well, but what happened to the grease? And why could those gnomes hold on, but I couldn't? Lightmane, I don't know, but this clearly isn't a normal place. Maybe those gnome creatures were all magical too. I mean, have you ever heard gnomes talk like that before? Shinfia, never. But if more gnomes talk to us girls the way those boys did, I just might try dating one sometime, she said with a clear tone of sarcasm, which made everyone laugh. The party went back up the shaft and searched everywhere, but found nothing, so they came back down to the room. Jack went over to the red door and touched it, but his hand passed right through it. He immediately pulled it back. What in the world? Did you all see that? My hand went through it. I felt nothing. Lightmane, glad you were able to pull it back out. Does that mean we have to pick one of these doors and try walking through it? Jack, okay, hold on. Let's think this through. What if you walk through it and then can't come back? And then what if I walk through and I can't come back, but we don't see each other? Then what? Tenneth, maybe we should all tie ourselves to a rope and all go through together? Lightmane, yes, but it looks like only one of us can go through at a time. But yeah, if we're all tied to a rope, I feel a little better about trying to walk through. Jack, wait, ordered randomness. So is this both the order and the randomness? So each door is the order maybe, and when we walk through, it sends us somewhere randomly? Could that be it? Lightmane, only one way to find out. So let's hope that the rope keeps us all together. Latia, so which colored door shall we walk through first? Belfin, I vote blue, 'cause blue is a nice color. Phileas, how about we let fate decide, and we roll an 8-sided die? I mean, there's 8 doors, so why not? Belfin, oh, never mind. I like your idea better. Dama, if it were up to me, I would choose either the yellow or the brown or the green door. Latia, oh, I like that idea, Dama, but I also like rolling a die and we let fate determine where we go. Dama, either is fine with me. I can tell that you all want to roll a die though, so go ahead. Phileas, okay, here we go. Oh wait, which door is number 1? Shinfia, well, the black line seems like the right place to start, so that would make the pink door number 1, then yellow, green, purple, in that order, yes? Phileas, sounds good. Here goes nothing. Phileas rolled the die in his dice tray, and it came up a 5. Okay, boys and girls, the die once again has spoken. We're going through the red door. Jack, why does that sound like a bad idea? Latia, because it's red, so you naturally think it's bad. I wish it came up the yellow, green, or brown door, but let's just go, right? Hey, how about we all just hold the rope instead of tying ourselves to it? I mean, what if we have to fight something and we're all tied up? Tenneth, oh, you're right. Good idea, Latia. Let's just all hold a rope and see if we can all walk through. Lightmane, and if we can't all walk through? Jack, if everyone doesn't go through, try walking back. How does that sound? The party all went over their options carefully before they all felt comfortable and ready. Everyone grabbed a rope, and Nightwind led the way. He passed through the red door, and everyone else went through as well. Sheila, I'm so nervous right now. Ilana, they went through the red portal. Where does the red portal go again? Sheila, monsters. Bale, oh crap!